want to talk to you about real wealth. This is an important topic because most of our parents failed to teach us what real wealth is and what it means. The technical definition of the word wealth is an abundance of valuable possessions or money. The origin of the word wealth comes from well or weal, deriving from the word health. My good friend Marshall Reddick is often heard saying, health is wealth. Doug Casey talks about the knowledge in your mind, the skills you understand, being the only thing someone can't physically take away from you, which is your true wealth. The last private conversation I had with Rick Rule, he talked about the feeling of wealth being part of certain decisions you might make, specifically on paying off debt. I think many people are searching for wealth or the feeling of wealth, but they are far from finding the answer. Everyone knows of or has personally experienced the feeling of owning a new car. You get about 72 hours of that great feeling every time you sit down in the driver's seat, and about 30 seconds of a similar new car high when you show your friends the car or your family the car for the first time. After that initial artificial feeling of wealth, the average American is left with a lifestyle of perpetual poverty. Most people in the U.S. pay a steep price for this short-term feeling of wealth. The average auto loan is 65 months. That's over 5 years. And according to Experian, 20% of new car loans are 84 months. That's 7 years, with some being as high as 8 years. The average monthly auto payment is $460 a month. This may be normal, but if you want real wealth, this has to be unacceptable in your life. So many people have chosen a lifetime of interest payments. Just this weekend, my wife told me about a couple in their 60s who plan to sell their home and buy a more expensive one, where they plan to sign up for a brand new 3-decade loan. In our September 11th Weekly Wealth Digest, we touched on the all-in cost of committing to a 3-decade loan. Let's say you buy a $300,000 home and you put 10% down. It's roughly $30,000. And you have a loan for $270,000 at an interest rate of 6%. Over the next 3 decades, if you follow the plan of conventional wisdom, you will have paid $582,000 in mortgage payments. The interest comes out to over $300,000. Add up auto loan interest, credit cards, college, and personal loans, I would bet that your average American pays close to $1 million in interest throughout their lifetimes. My friends, that is not wealth, and in my opinion, it isn't even the feeling of wealth. So what is wealth? I've given this a lot of thought since it is important to me that I live every day to the fullest. A good exercise I did that I recommend to all of you is to write down 3 things you want to be remembered for at your funeral. It is likely these 3 things are where you will find your real wealth, what gives you great value and satisfaction. For me, the first thing that came to my mind was that I wanted people to say I was a good dad. The second was that I was a good husband. And the third idea that came to mind was to be a fun-loving and helpful friend to all. My definition of wealth from this exercise is how I spend my time. The average person lives 78 years. That gives you roughly 28,000 days to live. It is hard to tie any of my success or definition of wealth to material things, knowing that I am going to die. Things that add to my real wealth. Living debt-free. This frees up my time and lowers my stress level. Financial obligations can be the worst and most difficult to overcome. Focusing on residual income as well as saving money. Money is not the key to happiness, but it sure does make things a lot easier, which is why I have spent a great deal of time building and developing businesses. Rejecting the crowd lifestyle. Don't get suckered into having the latest iPhone, brand name clothing, or the nice house that comes with a 3-decade loan. Live your own life. I promise you, no one cares about what kind of house you have or car you drive. You can't get your time back. It is priceless. Focus on real wealth. Be happy and live your own life. Don't follow the path of all these idiots who are literal debt slaves to corporate America. I truly hope you have a prosperous life. Watch our recent interview.
Whatever and suppressing price, but now that underlying collateral of that whole
2 recent micro documentaries, The Banker's Worst Fear. So how can you protect yourself? You can learn all about digital currencies and how they can also help you get outside of the system, as well as another hard asset that most people don't look at as something they want to use for protection, but is a great way to own a hard asset that provides cash flow and is very tax-friendly. Renter Nation, how America's depression is causing a rental boom. We are seeing an anomaly. Rising rents while real wages are down. Landlords are becoming more and more recession-resistant by the day, with low vacancy